Hi guys, I said I was getting the content out today. They're keeping coming. This is Dazzie's top 10 selling comic books of the week. This is episode 15. I'm going to be discussing books from the 24th of January 2019. Basically, coverprice.com launched recently and has quickly become a go-to spot for watching eBay trends on comics. They scour thousands of eBay sales to culminate data to spotlight the hottest selling comics. Here is this week's top 10 comics. It wasn't a bad week for me last week. 5 or 6, I think. I think 9 is my record. I know several of you out there have had 10. Let's see if you can beat me this week. Have I got any at all? Starting with number 10. Do I have this book? No, I don't have this book. And there aren't many that do. It's a very pricey one. Number 10 this week is Giant Size X-Men, issue number 1. Of course, a book that needs no introduction or any explanation other than it's the new X-Men team that is formed. Just a classic key book. The 7-day trend for Giant Size X-Men, plus 175%. 25 copies of that book have sold this week. That's impressive. The average raw sale now, $611. I noticed one on eBay, I think yesterday, 120. I was going to go for it. Then it was Italian. It was an Italian version, so maybe not. The average, like I say, the average raw sale now, 611. Wow. The average graded, and this is CGC 8.5, is $1,587. A big book. Probably a book that I will never be fortunate enough to own unless Carbute Tony can come through for me. Up next, number 9 on our chart. Do I have number 9? Yeah, kind of I do. So yeah, I'll say what I do. This is Young Avengers, issue 1. Now, the reason this book is blowing up, it's the rumour that has sent the community soaring at the moment that there is going to be a Young Avengers movie. Now, this is just a Marvel Legends reprint. This isn't a real McCoy, sadly. This is like, I would say, like a third printing of this book, if such. This came with a box set, from, like I say, Young Avengers box set with Asgardian, Hulkling, Iron Lad, and Patriot action figures. But I've got the story now, so I'm happy enough, I suppose. I only paid £1.66 for it. The 7-day trend for Young Avengers issue 1. Plus 108%. 41 copies of that book have sold this week. The average raw sale now, $43. The average graded 9.8 now is going up and up, $252. That is our number 9 book of the week. That is Young Avengers issue 1. Up next, a book that I wish I had, and so I did. I went out and bought it in November of last year. Of course, it's still there, guys. Can you believe it's still in our top 10? I don't think it's missed 1 week in the top 10. This is Batman Damned, issue 1, the regular cover. Basically, it's the premiere issue in the DC Black Label launch, which gives established creators creative freedom to explore characters and stories outside of continuity. It sold out due to a media uproar over a nudity panel that, of course, showed off the Batarang, or Bruce Wayne's private parts. This is obviously an uncensored edition. Like a lot of you, I picked it up and put it back on the shelf. Too big a book, too pricey at £7. So I've ended up paying $45 for it in November. But this is a book that shows no signs of slowing down. The 7-day trend on this book, plus 96%. I have never known a book like this in my 3 years of collecting. 57 copies of this book have still sold this week, which is insanity. The average raw sale is going up and up. It is now at $77.98. So you're talking nearly $80 for this book now. So even at 45, I think I've got a pretty solid deal. I wasn't going to pay over 50, but you can expect to pay a lot more now. The average 9.8 though is coming down, which is surprisingly $147 for a 9.8 CGC. Just basically because there's so many out there. So many out there. Like I said, I think a 10.0 went for 1800 or something like that. There's so many 10.0s out there. Mine's probably a 10.0. I don't see anything wrong with it. and I'm a harsh grader. In at number 7, do I have number 7? Do I? No. This is Supernatural Thrillers. This was one of my hot comic book alerts months ago. And this is issue 8, sorry. And this is, of course, getting a lot of buzz at the moment because of the Spider-Man Far From Home trailer that dropped. And it's supposedly the first appearance of the Elementals, who makes their first appearance in Supernatural Thrillers issue 8. See, it's a lot of spec. Some people think it's the Elementals. Some people think it is Hydra Man and Molten Man and Sandman. Some people think it's an illusion from Mysterio. But the market is saying they firmly believe that this could be in there. Now, I've wikid it. And the Elementals, a variation of the Elementals, it says is going to be in the film. I also wikid it, and it said that Hydra Man was going to be in the film, so I don't know. The 7-day trend on that book, plus 200%. Wow. 29 copies have sold this week. Now, when I first did my alert months ago, I think the book you could get for about 15 to 20. Now the average raw sale is $58.50. The average graded 9.8 at the moment, $238. Wow. Good book. Love the cover too. The Living Mummy. Okay, up next is a book I've been looking for because I couldn't find it. No, I don't have it. It is Uncanny X-Men, issue number 10, and it is from one of my favourites, David Finch. David Finch. That's the variant cover from David Finch. The 7-day trend, plus 355% on that book. 23 copies have sold this week. The average raw sale already, $29.04. Big book. The average grade is sold. There aren't any grades at the moment, but it's just a great looking book cover, and it was hard to find in some areas. Yep, I couldn't find it anywhere. That's how hard it was. But like I say, David Finch fan. My avatar is me with David Finch. He signed a couple of books for me. I think he signed my Ronin book. That was a good choice, wasn't it? And my first Hope Summers. So, yeah. I like David Finch's work. Okay, up next is a book that is from one of my favourite artists. It's from Ben Oliver, and of course I do have it. It is our number 5th book, and it is Catwoman issue 7, that stunning Ben Oliver variant cover. Basically, he stepped in for Art Germ, and stores may not have upped their orders on this cover. And they're saying on the forum, maybe Martina would steal that cover too. That's a bit harsh. The 7-day trend on this book, plus 101%. 89 copies of this book have sold this week. It is stunning work, isn't it? Like I've said before, I've met Ben Oliver, signed my Hal Jordan Flashpoint. Great, one of my most favourite signatures in my collection. Average raw sale, $10.20 now. No graded books out there as yet, but that is striking work. And like you say, could well be under ordered. Up next, our number 4 book on our list is a book. I had 5 copies in my hand. Ended up picking up 2, one for me and one for Lewis, Comic Vantage. And it is that stunning variant Julian Totino Tedesco cover. Mine's quite possibly a 9.8. It is as sweet as it comes. Harley Quinn 57 is the book. The 7-day trend, plus 122%. 109 copies of this book have sold this week. The average raw sale, $25.58. Why I didn't grab them all, I don't know. The average 9.8 now, $105 already for a book that's only been out a matter of weeks. Great looking cover that sold out quickly. And it also said it has the first appearance of a new character, who is Miranda, an alien from Tamaran, the same planet as Starfire. And as you know, Starfire is in the Titans TV show. Who knows? We might see Miranda at some point. It's also got a third thing going for it. It's an error book, as it says that Frank Cho did this cover on the interior. So great cover, first appearance, and an error book. That's a winner, isn't it? I don't think it's going to do Batgirl 23 goodness, but it's right up there, isn't it? Okay, number 3 on our list. Do I have number 3? I do have number 3. Yes, it is Amazing Spider-Man. This is the direct edition. This is issue 212. And like I said, a lot of spec at the moment on this one because they're saying it's the first appearance of Hydro Man, who could well be in the upcoming Spider-Man Far From Home movie. And Hydro Man is Morris Bench. And now, the 7-day trend on this book, plus 166%. 86 copies of this book have sold this week. The average rule sale now, $42.50. I paid £10 for mine. Mine's about an 8.59. It's a nice copy. The average graded sale, $347. That's for a 9.8. 347. I bought this at the end, towards the end of last year at a small con. Weren't many vendors there, but I made the most of that day. It was a good day. Up next, number 2 on our list. Unusual, but it's there again. Amazing Spider-Man, issue 212. But this is the newsstand. As you can see, the barcode indicates newsstand. Okay? There's a big difference in prices as well. 7-day trend on that book, plus 286%. 65 copies of that book have sold in compared to 86 from the newsstand. Oh, sorry, direct edition. But the average raw sale is $62.61 compared to $42.50. The average grade is CGC 9.6 at the moment, $270. Fingers crossed for me. Hydro Man being Far From Home. I don't think it is. I think it's probably just illusions from Mysterio, but we'll find out. And that leaves our number 1 book of the week, guys. Do I have it? I do have it. It is that stunning White Widow, the red foil cover from Jamie Tyndall. This, some people like this story. I loved it. I thought it was one of the best reads I've had for some time. The artwork, I got this silver foil as well. Both covers are fantastic. Got these for cover price, and the interior is absolutely stunning, and it's a good read. It ticks all the boxes for me. The 7-day trend on this book, plus 243%. 95 copies of this book have sold this week. The average raw sale now, $21. The average 9.8 is $128. It's a creator-owned series by Jamie Tyndall that was funded by Kickstarter and picked up by small press publisher Red Giant. White Widow is about a girl who gains superpowers from a serum created by her father, whose murder she seeks to avenge. And like I say, that's from Jamie Tyndall, guys. It was very hard to find my shop. Amazingly, I had a copy of each, and I was the first through the door, as I always am every week, and managed to snag them. I think my good friend Lewis might have a second copy for me, and that he's hoping to get signed at some point. So that would be by Jamie Tyndall himself, so that would be fantastic. Hope you've enjoyed it. I had 6 this week, well, 5.5. I don't really count my Young Avengers, but, not a bad week. I wonder if any of you have got the direct and the newsstand of Amazing Spider-Man 212. That would be impressive. That's Daz, over and out. Bye for now.